Hey everybody, Lucas here. I have another poem to share. I decided that I want to keep sharing kind of like what has been on my heart and like what God has given me and just the talents that God has given me. And I would love just to read you another poem. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep reading you guys poems. It's going to be about a lot of different things. Expect that. Expect about hardships and about love and relationships and about heartbreak and all of that. I just want to share that with you guys, and kind of like in this moment, in this pandemic that we're going through, which isn't fake, but still it's really serious, and a lot of us are locked up in our homes, either by ourselves or with our families, and sometimes you can lose your mind, and that's completely normal. So I just want to share some poetry with you guys, some spoken word, for you guys can just have something where you don't feel so alone. You're like, wow, I felt that in some way. So that's kind of why I want to share my poetry, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Alright, here I go. How do you walk? Do you walk with fear? Do you find yourself lost as a deer? Do you walk with anger and find yourself as a stranger? Do you walk with joy and block out all the worldly noise? How do you walk? Like Jesus on water? Or did you forget the Father? Because I know I have, and in my testimony I found I was unworthy, yet you gave me grace. You took my hand and reached into the waters. You told me not to be afraid, but to have faith. I was drowning in the wants of others, and when you lit the light in my heart, I could breathe again. But the thing is you weren't done with me. I had walls taller than malls. I had plans where you weren't involved. Jesus, I wasn't walking in your name. I was another sheep wearing his blindfold, unable to see, tripping, falling, creating guilt. But you weren't done with me. You see, there was a story where Jesus talked about a mustard seed and how those seeds are the smallest seeds on earth. But when you plant them, it becomes the biggest garden plant. It becomes so big that the birds can rest in its shade. He used that example to tell us about God's kingdom. But the thing is, we are God's kingdom. He plants those seeds in us. So he wasn't done with me yet. He poured the waters of his wisdom in me. I was like David in Psalm 143, verse 6. I spread out my hands to you in prayer. I'm thirsty for you, just as dry ground's thirsty for rain. He showed me his light. In verse 8, in the morning let me hear about your faithful love, because I've put my trust in you. Show me the way I should live, because I trust you with my life. Jesus then took off my blindfold. He kicked down my walls. He was all I wanted, but he wasn't done with me yet. Once I felt lost and exposed. My decisions were based off the guilt that was the weight of my world. But in James chapter 4, 9 through 10, be full of sorrow, cry and weep. Change your laughter to mourning. Change your joy to sadness. Be humble in front of the Lord, and he will lift you up. And now with the faith I found, I can love. I can walk down the path where you can guide me, and still, you're not done with me. God, I pray that you use me everywhere I walk. God, I pray that the fire you lit in me never goes out. God, I pray that you show me how to love everyone around me. God, I ask you to never stop using me. And still, you're not done with me. So, I wrote that poem, and I was thinking like, it was gonna go one way, but then I went a totally different direction, and I guess that's kind of how you have to allow God to work in you, because God is gonna work in the most unexpected ways, and you're not gonna see it coming. Like it's not about how we can do things. It's about how he can use us through all the things we go through. And personally, that poem, like, I guess I kind of like tapped a little bit into my testimony of like how I was walking in this path where God wasn't my number one. And sometimes that's what happens. We get distracted. It's the worldly noise, the worldly wants that become our number one, that becomes our main focus. And so when I wrote this poem, I felt just God tell me, like, just share through words the path you went down. And like when I talk of like when God talks about that mustard seed, like that's in us, you know, that's God's kingdom. We are God's kingdom. And I think it's so beautiful that He's planted a seed in every single one of us, and it's just gonna grow. And that's your testimony, you growing with God, because it's not just when you were saved, it's every day you're living in your testimony every day. And yeah, so I thought I would share. If you like this video, of course, like, subscribe, do your thing, share it all around. That would be much appreciated. But also be expecting more poetry. I'm going to try to hit up this all through my videos, kind of separate them a little bit through all my platforms. So expect to see some stuff on Instagram. You can follow me at Lucas Mergis. You can also find me on Facebook at Lucas Mergis. Wow, very creative with my names. But hey, you can still go follow me. I'm going to try to put some stuff on Instagram TV and some stuff on Facebook. I kind of just have to figure it out. I sound like an old person, but that's fine. I'm going to figure it out. But I just ask for your support, and I just like to say thank you. Much love.